Hi, Simon LaDelfa from SLD Projects, and today we're bringing you to a project that we've recently completed at Mons Street in Russel Lea. It's an old Californian bungalow that we've transformed into a new entertainer's home. So Russel Lea's a smaller suburb, about 10 to 15 minutes from the CBD. It's a fantastic area for young growing families, for a great lifestyle suburb. So this home is located on a quiet tree-lined street amongst traditional Federation style homes, usually built around the 1900s, 1920s. It's an old Californian bungalow that we've transformed into a new entertainer's home. So the home's located on a corner block. When you look at it from one side, it's got the existing facade, right? Which when you look at it, it looks like a smaller style home. And then sort of the idea that the owner wanted to sort of follow through was, of course they had to maintain the streetscape, but then as you come through the front door, down the hallway, it opened up to a new sort of contemporary sort of feel with straight lines, high ceilings, and more of a linear product rather than the old sort of curved federational sort of feel. The clients got introduced to me through an architect we regularly deal with. A really nice young couple, two young kids who I can relate to really well because I've got young kids of my own. Basically, they purchased the house recently and they were moving from a smaller home into a larger home, really to accommodate their growing family. So the clients, obviously moving from a smaller home, wanted a bit more area and a bit more room so the kids could obviously play, have their own space, have their own rooms. But also with young children, it's really hard to sort of get out and go to restaurants. So, people these days obviously are spending a lot more time at home and entertaining more at home. So it's really important to get that entertainment area right and just create a nice, comfortable area for everybody to enjoy. So working with obviously the new architectural plans, once we got past the demolition stage, we actually had to start building and sort of excavating the ground to get around to the right level. Now all these sort of older, smaller cottages built back in the 1900s, they were all done by hand. They didn't have machines like we do today, so everything was dug by hand. So you'll find that most of these homes are built on old sandstone sort of blocks, and they just used to dig down just to get down to a solid stiff clay. And due to obviously the slope of the block and excavating to the right level, we had to make sure that we had the actual old concrete sandstone blocks were supported before undermining them. Probably one of the main challenges when doing larger alterations and additions is when you're walking through the front door and you walk down the hallway into the new living area, it's very hard to ensure that there's no deliberate change from the front to the back. You always want it to be free flowing. So when you walk into the home, it doesn't feel like an add-on after an add-on like most of the homes do. But ultimately we did that, and that's why you get that free flowing feeling of there's no old and there's no new, because we've tied the new into the old. So we've put new flooring throughout to match the existing. We've put new skirting and architrave throughout the whole house. We made good the existing windows and sort of matched them into the old. Yeah, I think, look, I've got little key features that, I sort of make my little brand, like not creating steps between indoor and outdoor. That makes it more free flowing and making the areas one bigger area. On this job here, we've designed the garage to also turn into a larger entertainment area with a big bifold door. It was first and foremost was the client. We just hit it straight off the bat, and I think that's most important. not only does the owner need to be comfortable with the builder, but the builder's got to be comfortable with the owner, because we're going to be living in each other's pockets for the next 6, 9, 12 months. And so that's of key importance. The client's got certain taste, which I sort of like, and was willing to spend a little bit more on the higher end fixtures and fittings and finishes. One of my key features that I love, absolutely love, is polished concrete. It's sort of one of these little areas that I've sort of mastered over the years, and if I can bring it into every home, I would. But just sort of moving towards the higher end of the scale, commercial windows, high ceilings, just creating recessed bulkheads for curtains, motorized blinds, joinery feature panels, the high-end stone on the market, bringing in veneers and laminates to offset different colors in the kitchens. I think just the house has got sort of like, it's really got a natural palette, easy flowing colors. Joiner's done a really great job. If you have a look at the overhead cupboards, the joiner's done a really, really good job at maintaining the pattern throughout. A lot of guys can't get that right. And thinking about and just building areas in the home that you're going to use, like building in hubs where in the living areas, because a lot of people are working from home these days, so just thinking ahead and creating all them little areas. I really enjoy the jobs where there's more detail, and the degree of difficulty to complete the job is what I enjoy. I love that challenge. I love what I do. I love coming back to these homes